Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of the Weekend High Podcast. We're back again. We had a little hiatus. It's the summertime. We still got a lot of stuff that's dropping. Some interviews we done. I know a lot of y'all waiting from that other interview with screenwriter Miss Tasha Gray from Snowfall, P Valley. And what's the other one? She is right on Raising Canaan. So we're gonna drop that soon, but we're gonna make y'all wait a little bit. But we're gonna get right into the current events for this week. It's been a lot of stuff going on over the last week. So welcome back, my man Swag MS1 today. What's been going on, bro?
And just a lot of traveling and enjoying time with the family. I've been missing you guys, but I can't say I don't feel rested and ready to go.
I heard that. CT is gonna be he not gonna be with us this show. He got some things going on, but we're gonna see him back on the next show or what have you. He might pop up, you never know. But still, shout out to our brother out there. Salute to him on the West Coast. We're gonna get right into it, y'all. We're gonna get right into it. First, we're gonna hit Swag. Swag will start us off with sports. A lot of black news in sports world, and we're gonna go with this sister first.
Indeed. The Las Vegas Raiders, a team with one of the NFL's most storied histories of breaking racial barriers, on Thursday named Sandra Douglas Morgan to the position of team president. She's the first black woman in NFL history to be named to the position. Morgan also breaks other molds. Now, most NFL team executives have at least prior sports experience, if not specific credentials on their resume. She has neither, but boasts a host of experiences that the team is beneficial to her role. She's a former attorney in Las Vegas, the city that the Raiders moved to from Oakland, California, just 2 seasons ago. She's also the former chair of the Nevada Gaming Commission, a powerful board that oversees the lucrative sports betting and casino industries.
Dang.
Until recently. Oh yeah. So go ahead.
No. I was just saying, damn, she did a lot.
I don't know, man. She's a busy lady. Now, her husband played in the NFL for 4 years. Hell yeah.
Damn, who's her husband? Is it anybody we know or?
No, I mean, he was an also-ran. Well, I ain't gonna call him an also-ran because he played in the league, but her husband is Don Morgan. I've never really heard of him.
Okay.
He probably might have been, around in the 90s, playing in the 90s. But, yeah, man, she's also the director of external affairs for AT&T Services.
Okay, well.
Yeah, she's very well. She got a lot of credentials. And, the Raiders has always been pretty progressive about, being in the forefront of black and minority hires. Art Shell was the first NFL coach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then also I think it's Ron Rivera, first Latin American coach as well.
Yeah, I mean, the Raiders organization seemed like, well, the owner, he was kind of advanced and would do things a lot of things that a lot of owners wouldn't do. So don't surprise me that they made that move. But shout out to her. And,
hey, especially on the heels with that shit with John Gruden, this is nice little mended fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, they caught a lot of flack with that John Gruden stuff. So yeah, what I'm saying.
But I mean, overall, in the broad picture of the Raiders culture, though, it's not a surprise, though.
Yeah. Now, is she a sister from? Is she FBA? Is she a Foundation of Black American Sisters?
Yeah.
She is. Okay, well.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
definitely
she
happy
knows
about that.
me.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying, and you know, NFL is one of those leagues. We know the NFL is one of those leagues where it's an owners league. So you know, the owners try to have that little good old boys, you know, kind of thing where you know,
Yeah.
it's like the plantation type shit. But because you know, that's why a lot of honestly, that's why a lot of people, I ain't gonna say people, Caucasian people don't like the NBA because the NBA is run by the players, and who's most of the players look like us. You know what I'm saying? So with us
Yeah,
running
with the
stuff, and
loudest voices. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you go on those comments on Facebook, you hear anytime it's a basketball player, you go on those comments, they talking hella dirt and hella, you know, oh man, he shouldn't this, but
Hella
you know, so
hate.
yeah, it was funny. Look, I seen this thing. This like you know this there's a backup quarterback in the NFL, Chase Daniels, and he was talking about he made 41 million not doing nothing. And you know when I went in the comments, they was like, oh well, I'd love to have his job. They did nothing but good stuff. But let that dude have been. Anytime it's a brother who ain't worked, oh he's lazy, he's a bum, oh he's this, he's that. They would have had a whole bunch of shit to say. And I said, you know, I jumped in the comments and what did I say? I said, what did I say? I said, well. If he actually worked and did his job, you know, stuff they say. If he actually worked and did his job, then you know what I'm saying. Because for real though, like you know, put a Jamarcus Russell post up, they're gonna go in on him. You know what I'm saying? Or not even that. Now that is kind of far, but look, there was one. Hey Wing, there was one I seen for remember Marquise King, the punter for the Raiders.
Yeah.
All pro. You know, this dude is like broke hella records, but his career didn't last that long. And they was giving him some love. And then when the comments and our Caucasian brother, or I ain't gonna say brother, Caucasian people was in there like, oh man, he wasn't that good. His off the field activity, all this, you know, just bringing up all kind of shit that didn't make no sense.
Character in the question,
Right? Like, damn, the dude can't get no love because they was talking about like some kind of record he broke or something he did, and he was like, oh, we don't like all that showboating and stuff, but you're a cape for Chase Daniels who's sitting his ass on the bench for 41 million. You know what I'm saying? But the dude who actually was, I mean, he just brought flavor to the punter position because that's a position that don't have a lot of flavor in it, and you know, because you can only.
We got a black one, another Roby. I don't know if he's related to Reggie Roby from the Dolphins. Remember him? He's like the
yeah, definitely one of the all-time greats, Reggie Roby. So yeah, Pat, I say, you know, on the sports end, Pat McAfee had that swag because he would, you know what I'm saying, do stuff. And you know he's a Caucasian dude, and he would do. But they don't really like. But let's be real, they don't really like Pat McAfee either. They talk stuff about him. You know what I'm saying? Like
no, they ain't like the swagger, did they? They set up a punt too.
That's the thing. It seemed like anytime you add some flavor, or you know, Pat McAfee, you know, he taking a page out of our book anyway. You know, with the swag and stuff. Even Bryce Harper, the baseball dude. Anybody who exhibits swag or an exhibit kind of. You know what I'm saying? Even though they kind of like, right, even though they keep, you know, trying to live off our swag, you know, we got swag out here. So, but I'm saying anytime you show yourself, like Tim Anderson, one of my favorite team, the White Sox, you know, Tim Anderson been killing, the first shortstop to be voted to the All-Star game. And Tim Anderson, you know, when he stood, you know, dude was talking all that racial stuff. And then, he, you know, he has flavor, he got hella flavor. Tim Anderson, that's my dude there, Foundation of Black America. But it's so funny. I'm on the Sox website, and most of the Sox fans got so much shit to say about him, and I'm like, damn, y'all coming at the brother like that, and he like the best dude on the damn team.
Hey, and I bet if you get in the comments about her, it's some namesayers in there with the credentials that she's already amassed. You know, I mean, it's refreshing to see it, but. You know, hopefully we'll come to a day where we ain't celebrating, you know, black people getting on and shit.
Yeah, we're still on the first of everything. The first the first that. And then, you know, people like to make the comments, oh, this was so long ago. Y'all got it going on. Obviously we don't if we still doing first and everything, you know what I'm saying? We still get hey, like my boy Birdman say, we out there baller blocking this.
You know.
You know
But, you know, seeing her in that position is going to get a lot more black hires down the line, though. So that's good, you know.
Yeah. Shout out to that sister, man. Shout out to her. And I know you had another one here.
Yeah, this one ain't so good news, man. Not surprising news, but Demaryius Thomas, he died last year, man. He retired last year after 2020. And then he died like 7 months later, man. He died this past December. Um, yeah, Demarius Thomas, man. It turns out he died with stage 2 CTE. Demarius Thomas, the NFL wide receiver who died suddenly last year at his Atlanta area home, had a debilitating brain disease known as CTE when he passed. The USA Today reported that this morning that Thomas's family, along with doctors from Boston University Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy Center and a group called the Concussion Legacy Foundation, has announced the results of a posthumous examination of Thomas's brain. See, his dad wanted him to he wanted to help the game. He had said to his mom, I guess somewhere toward the end when he started losing his way and losing control of his body, he said, if anything happens, Mom, I want to do something to help the athletes, the players. And she wasn't with it at first, but his dad convinced her, and they donated his brain to research, and that's how it turned up. And okay, yeah, and then they're saying that within 5 years, there'll be a test for CTE on living brains. That's going to be a game changer.
They said they'll be able to test CTE on living brains to see if you have it already.
Yeah. They said that. I mean, by the guesstimation of their research and the money that the donations they get, they're within 5 years of breaking that barrier.
Wow. Well, a lot of the symptoms you can already kind of see exhibited in some of the players. Aggression, a lot of overly aggression at home. It's almost like it's great on the field to be aggressive because I played football.
Being erratic off the field,
a lot of domestic stuff.
It's like
with all those signs there. It's good to get the brothers help. And then too, I know we had to cover a story where the brothers finally get paid because it's like they use them, after the NFL gone or whatever, like, oh, screw you. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't made no money, that's on you. We're not going to get, benefits for CTE. So they definitely need to get them brothers some benefits and some help, you know what I'm saying? Because look at the brother Delonte West, I know that's basketball.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, they don't even get their pension until they're like 42 years old. But dying young is another symptom. Now, Thomas is only 33 years old and had just hung up his cleats last summer after the 2020 season when his body was discovered. But yeah, the CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalitis. The degenerative disease of the brain linked to memory loss, depression, and cognitive decline. Now, that just makes me think about Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the people, they call it punch drunk. And then look at Antonio Brown, not to harken back to him, but, he was an exemplary player for the first, maybe 8 years of his career. Then he went erratic,
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, a lot of the stuff that people do, and then too, and it's not that, it's just the, like some of the stuff he do. Not that, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not against no player who speak out and speak up. That, that's cool. But then you can see like some of the crazy stuff, like he done got with Keisha Cole, and then just like, bitch, I ain't with you. You know what I'm saying? He done did all kind of crazy stuff. Like, he done got with Keisha Cole. He did
her dirty, didn't he?
But at the same time, it's hard because the one thing we got to remember, but like a lot of time, even for me, I didn't see that at first. But a lot of these players, I'm not for all them brothers, man. Get y'all money while y'all can. You know what I'm saying? Get all the money you can. I never knock a brother in any league that's playing for trying to get his paper. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody like, oh, what about the championship? Well, fuck the championship, because when it's over with, this man still got to live. He still got to take care of his family. He still got to set himself up for retirement. And a lot of most people don't play in their 40s, you know what I'm saying? So but Definitely, I think a lot of these him dying at 33, man. That's real young. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
A brother to pass on.
yeah, they said the last year of his life was kind of bad for him. He was paranoid a lot, headaches every day, seizures, multiple times a day. That's some done changed. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. You frozen? That's all good.
Yeah, okay, man. I'm gonna restart, man.
But yeah, nah, you all good.
All right, I'll be right back, man.
Yep. But yeah, man. CTE is definitely something that a lot of NFL players are dealing with. I like, it's always a narrative that they don't really do nothing. They ain't doing nothing but playing football, from the masses that think that like he's making more than me. So what? Shit, I'm probably making more than you. I'm just
quit fucking watching.
Yeah, like you see those comments, and you see a lot of people who don't look like us, and they was like, oh man, they need to shut up and just play ball, or they need to do this and that. They make it more than me, and you know what I'm saying? It's like a lot of these people is jealous. So what the dude was dealing with, taking those hits, man, and I never played on a professional level, so I could even imagine what them hits are like. You taking that kind of punishment, depending on the position you play. Even if you play in defense, you know what I'm saying, you kind of got to be a wrecking ball out there and throw your body and your head into place. I mean, a lot of players dealing with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, walking with 2 pains.
And then, and we come from the days of the hamburger drill and stuff like that in Little League. Everybody played football on some level, somewhere, growing up, And, man, I hate that the screen is frozen, man.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hey, but yeah, man, I'm hopefully I feel like hopefully the Denver Broncos will compensate his family in some type of way. It's always great to say, oh, we lost a great one, but the end of y'all ain't putting, helping his family out. And me personally, I'll be like, screw you. Apology.
Oh, hey man, if it don't come out in the wash, it's gonna come out in the rinse, because it's gonna be some class action stuff going on. Hell yeah. Yeah, but moving right along, and shout out, rest in peace to our brother Demaryius Thomas. Yeah, rest in peace, R.I.P. man.
Moving right along, let's go to some entertainment news. C ain't here. I'm gonna do his little segment for the movie Elvis came out the other week, and then also in that same week, I believe R. Kelly got 30 years. Now, mind you, I'm not advocating for R. Kelly, but at the same time, the charges they got him on really don't fit the crime. But at the same time, it's just funny to me that you got Elvis with a whole damn movie, and he married a underage girl. You know what I'm saying?
He wasn't even the pioneer of this shit.
Exactly, and that's what I was saying. I saw an article recently saying that basically Elvis, the biopic, actually sidelines black music. So in the movie, I didn't see the movie yet myself, but they were saying that the new Elvis biopic sidelines black music, even when proportionally centered in it. The real problem in society is basically, they will elevate singers, certain singers that don't look like us and everything over the ones who are actually, the reason why Elvis got to where he was. And actually, they were more talented than him.
At the very least, the creative inspiration, on top of the material. See, I'm going to watch it. I might not go see it in the movie theaters, but I got to watch it to see how they give it up to his origin, like the black church. I want to see, him writing down and taking notes from Little Richard, them guys, Chuck Berry. I want to see how they give it up to where his source of success really came.
Well, that's what the article said. They didn't give it up. They didn't give it up they sidelined the black music part. This brother in the picture there, he's supposed to be playing B.B. King, but they said the director of the Elvis biopic didn't give it up to black music. They made it seem like as if he was, just this talented, white dude, whatever, or Caucasian dude that just didn't need help from nobody. And we all know that's not true. Because you got to understand, in those days of Elvis, they Caucasian people could come into black neighborhoods and they would call that slumming. They would be able to go to art juke joints. They would come down to hear the jazz. They would come down to hear the blues.
Yeah, come down to the chitlin
Exactly.
yeah.
But we couldn't go to their area and do anything. We was, like, you ain't supposed to be over here, period. You know what I'm saying? You can't drink this water, you can't sit at this lunch table, you can't do none of this. So the fact that the director would, go Hollywood with it and then not even mention and the director's name, I think his name is Luhrmann. I think his last name is Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann.
Was that what's his name? No.
Baz Luhrmann.
Yes, Baz Luhrmann. That is his name.
Yeah.
And so he negated. It says in an article that he didn't put his fingers on the scale, and he ended up telling a story about Elvis' history, which subtly sidelines black music, even though he was centered in black music. So he was basically, showing that, I guess he showed he liked it was like black music and black dance influences and all that stuff, but they really didn't go into it. They kind of just, did a thing where they, don't give it up. They didn't give it up to our greats, like, what I'm saying? Even though they had to do Brother playing BB King, I'm sure that was like after, he got on, they probably introduced or.
Well, I mean, BB was somebody when Elvis came around, and I saw an interview where BB King said when he saw him, he knew he had talent the first time, but when he saw him a couple of years later, he said then he actually had manifested some of his talent. But with me hearing that they didn't give it up like they should have, really makes me think that The Bar was the Ray movie with Jamie Foxx, and they're trying to vault that bar. I tell you what though, we gonna have to recycle this because as soon as this comes to streaming, I'm not even gonna get it early. I'm gonna watch it, and then I'll let you know how they give it up. I'll take one for the home team.
Yeah, well, actually, other artists, I don't know, I didn't see that interview with BB King, but other artists said from that time said Elvis wasn't that good. And in the article, they said that amongst even white artists, he wasn't that talented. Elvis was absolutely not unique among white artists. And listen,
but imitation and assimilation, that has a quality in itself. I'm not trying to cape for Elvis, but he wasn't doing that shit with zero talent at all. I ain't capable for Elvis. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, you can. If I go around you and you just train me up, that's like Eazy-E. Eazy-E didn't have no talent. He couldn't rap. But however, Dre kept working with him and working with that. I wouldn't say that he had talent. I would say
that's a fair.
They taught him just enough to make him look good. So I ain't got no paper on for Elvis. I don't think he's that damn talented. Because if you actually take away the black influence, then what do you have? He wouldn't have learned how to dance by watching us. He wouldn't have learned how to sing by watching us. So what real talent? Because from what I know about the Elvis story, before he started imitating us, he wasn't shit. So you know what I'm saying? Like I said, even like it was. This is another artist from that time. I'm trying to see this person's name. It was a black artist. He said he wasn't. So for him to say Elvis wasn't even unique among white artists, like basically he said it was white artists who was better than Elvis back then. That was more original. I would think he was trying to say that, like, man, dude, you know what I'm saying? Because it said, because I just think that, anytime you imitate black folks, you're going to be successful. Let's be real. Anytime in entertainment, you emulate us, whether it's dance, whether it's jazz, whether it's whatever, with anything in entertainment, as far as dance, sports, or anything, you know what I'm saying, you're going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? So if he just going down to the juke joint every night, let's say this. Okay, so if he was, I just look at it like this. If he was so talented by watching us, so who are the artists that he watched? You don't never hear about them. They might have never made it. You know what I'm saying? And
No, it's the people that we know about, the people that we grew up listening to.
yeah, but I'm saying like when he was going down to the juke joint, some of these artists, remember it's the chitlin circuit era, and a lot of people weren't out there like that. So those artists got looked over. It's a lot of black artists out there who got looked over back then. You know what I'm saying? And then other people took whatever it is. Just like even with inventions, you know what I'm saying? We made so many damn inventions, and it's a ton of inventions we don't know about because remember we couldn't get the patents. So other people took the idea and said, "Well, I can get it patented because I'm white," and then they went on, but we forget about the guy who he took it from. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you said Q Thomas Edison. Huh?
I'm just saying, like it probably was a brother out there with the whole Elvis shtick that he took from him, like even the dance. You know what I'm saying? He probably got that from
Chuck Berry.
Okay, yep, there you go. Chuck Berry's one. I know he emulated Chuck Berry like a mug, but you see what I'm saying? So it's like to me. I can't give him no pass on Elvis, man. I'm not no Elvis fan. Like now, if he was just totally original, then put it this way, I could give Liberace more fucking credit than Elvis. You know what I'm saying? At least he was, and he was, mimicking Little Richard. So I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, but at least I'm talking about piano. At least he had the talent to play piano. You know what I'm saying? He might have got that on his own. His style of piano might have been more, I don't think he was trying to. I don't think he got no up tempo stuff like Little Richard. But
Liberace was more of an entertainer. Jerry Lee Lewis would be the one I would say would be tearing the biggest page out of Little Richard book.
Right. Okay.
And then they use him as the source of the inspiration, and not Chuck Berry.
Yeah.
But Jerry Lee Lewis, that's another one who, you know what I'm saying, married a underage girl, and it was brushed over it. Now that's a full circle segue, but yeah.
But that's what I said. So I guess we should be looking forward for R. Kelly movie in the next 20 years or so, like that, like 20, 30 years. Because, I mean, damn, Elvis, he married underage women. He got a movie. Jerry Lee Lewis, he married an underage girl. He had a movie. And people credit these people. They in the Rock Hall of Fame and all this stuff. So it's like, damn, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not caping for R. Kelly. What if he did, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he did some of that shit. I ain't gonna say he did all that. I mean, I'm just saying, going by the facts that I seen, the videos.
I'm gonna come clean. I'm gonna watch this motherfucker just to see if it was better than Ray. That's why I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah. But moving right along, man, we got another going to entertainment end. We're gonna keep it on the entertainment end. Now we're gonna update on. Well, no, that's the sports end. I was gonna update on Britney, but we're gonna hold that off. We could do that in a minute, but I actually had another story here. Yes, for entertainment on the art side of the game. To all my art brothers and sisters, FBA art brothers and sisters, this is for you. There was a mishap. There's actually some outrage for the Harriet Tubman statue. Basically, they had a art. I don't know if most people who are into art know that you can get like a commission, to do different art sculptures and things. But what happened in Philly was an uproar in Philadelphia excludes Black artists from commission process for statue of abolitionist Harriet Tubman. The $500,000 commission, $500,000, baby, was awarded to a white artist whose work had previously been installed near the same site earlier this year. And basically what happened was a statue of Harriet Tubman commissioned by the city of Philly aims to celebrate unprecedented stories in public spaces and help Philadelphians connect with one another. But the project is instead dividing residents, drawing critics who say that the selection process was unfair because it was never open to proposals from other artists. Many also take issue with the fact that the sculptor, Wesley Wofford, is a white man and argue that the city missed an opportunity to support a Black artist. It is hurtful and it is traumatizing, D. Jones, a textile artist, said during the virtual public meeting. If it was an open call and Wesley was chosen, it would be fine. But because the process wasn't open, that's the big issue. The process was not equitable. This is what we fought for, what Tubman fought for. So Wofford is an artist based in North Carolina, received $500,000 commission to design a bronze sculpture of the famed abolitionist for the north apron of Philadelphia City Hall. So basically, brothers and sisters are mad out there that they didn't get the opportunity to even, you know what I'm saying, come
Man,
up.
Philadelphia, man, they call that the city of brotherhood. They got a statue of Rocky Balboa up, and Joe Louis is from fucking Philadelphia. So that about tells you where they coming from.
Yeah, I mean, like the sister said, she said it would have been okay if it was an open call for all artists. You know, she
Yeah,
not. Basically, the black artists there saying they not hating because the white dude, you know, won. But the thing is, it wasn't open to all artists. So
right, yeah,
how you gonna do it?
Yeah, it wasn't an open call, audition where and
right.
It was an evenly equitable talent pool,
Right. And then on top of it, this is a statue of Harriet Tubman. One of our foundation of Black American sisters, like one of our historical sisters here. I mean,
first
like,
Big Mama in this one.
Yeah, that's Big Mama. That's Big Mama. You ain't lying. That's Big Mama right there. I mean, like I said, I wouldn't be mad if it was open to, let's say, it was open to all artists and then he was just the best one, then okay. But at the same time, man, I feel a type of way because I'm sure if they had like something for Anne Frank, they wouldn't have, we wouldn't be allowed.
All right.
I'm just saying, if they was doing an Anne Frank statue, I'm sure they wouldn't commission a brother to do that statue and not open it to all Jewish folks. You know what I'm saying? Or if they was doing, Ulysses S. Grant and they didn't open it to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Or they just picked a brother, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm just saying, certain.
Yeah, I'm following you.
Yeah, I think. If you don't open it to everybody, open it to everybody. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that money, it was $500,000. So you telling me it wasn't in Philadelphia, it ain't no good black artists out there who could have done that damn statue.
Man, this motherfucker spray painting a goddamn subway that can handle that shit.
You know what I'm saying? And this dude was from North Carolina. He wasn't even from Philly. So the fact that you didn't even get somebody who was from Philadelphia to commission, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like that would just be the right thing to do. Like, okay, we're gonna do this Harriet Tubman statue. Okay, we're gonna open it to everybody, but at least they should be from Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? From the state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they really missed an opportunity. They really did.
Yes, yep. So I side with my sisters and brothers down there in Philly, the black artists down there. Because come on, man, Philly. This is the city that produced the Roots, Jill Scott. I mean, Teddy Pendergrass. The first Tagger Cornbread. And shout out to Tariq Nasheed because that's where I got my info on that one from. He was the first person to do graffiti anywhere, so that's a artsy city. That's a city like, you know what I'm saying, full of art, full of energy. You got the dancers, you got the singers,
the Town thing, and,
right? You got Kevin Hart, comedians. Even you know what I'm saying. You got hella comedians from there, like
even Kaz. Hey, he rep North Philly.
Right, Kai's like a mug, you know what I'm saying? Like Bill, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for the fact that y'all just to say, you know what, we're gonna give $500,000 of tax money. Now that's probably tax money from the people of Philly going to this dude in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? I just don't think that's right, you know what I'm saying? Especially
it's definitely a social gaffe, somebody said somebody gonna lose their job over that oversight.
Right, and also now the dude who won the commission, this is what he had to say. He said, responding to the criticism during the meeting, Wofford said that he understood the importance of hiring artists of color. Let's not do artists of color, let's say black artists, but described the underground. He described the Underground Railroad, the network that Tubman navigated to lead 60 to 70 enslaved people to freedom, as a biracial endeavor. No. So he already got the wrong mindset. So he thinks the Underground Railroad was a biracial endeavor. He plans to follow through with the commission. I am an ally of the untold stories, and if asked, I want to assist people in telling the stories in our public spaces. Saying no, he said, saying no would not only be insulting, but would rob us all collectively of building and healing the bridges and symbols we all bring together. He ain't gonna say no because you want that money. So get the fuck out
this motherfucker Jack Harlow of painting and shit.
I mean, like to call the Underground Railroad a biracial endeavor. Like,
yeah,
dude,
man. Yeah, he must got it mixed up with the freedom fighters and how they had some weaved into there.
Right. I mean, like that's a
Yeah,
big.
yeah, man. But maybe he just picked a talking point to say since they was gonna ask him or something, and he picked the wrong one.
Yeah. So I will be a Philadelphia artist. If y'all watching this, if you're artists from Philadelphia, don't give up the fight. Keep pushing out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I would go to City Hall. All y'all, I would go to City Hall on him and get this dude. Because he ain't delivered it yet. He got excuse me, deliver the statue by 2023. I think November of 2023. So they still got time to fight this. And then, I mean, even this, he shouldn't even accept the shit. He should be like, you know what? Honestly, I ain't even from Philly. You know what I'm saying? I'm not black. So I would rather y'all. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even I could accept it more even if it's a white dude from Philly. You know what I'm saying? At least he from Philadelphia. But damn. But you know what? That goes back to.
He said, "Hey, I was towards the wrong person."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, this goes back to what a lot of us say, and even including Brother Tariq and everything. Like they co-opting our culture, man. That's why we really got to guard our culture. We really got to guard our history, because people are, you know what I'm saying, they'll kick us out in a minute. And then you put somebody else, like for instance, the series Atlanta showed that most of all these so-called black non-profits are run by white people, and you saw that in that version of Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? They really don't give a fuck about the black people. It's a cash grab, man. It's a cash grab. You can't tell me that dude, this white dude from North Carolina, has give two fucks about Harriet Tubman, dude. For real, let's just be real. He don't give no fuck about it. He gives a fuck about that $500,000 check he gonna get. That's what he gives a fuck about, the money. So let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a slap in the face. They wouldn't do it to any Asian people. They wouldn't do it to Jewish people. They wouldn't do it to Italian people. They wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think they would commission no, you know what I'm saying, black person to make a statue of Christopher Columbus, because Italians are about Christopher Columbus. So.
Oh man, they would not have that for 1 minute.
So like, let's be real. This is a straight slap in the face. And brothers and sisters, I ride with y'all out there in Philly. But moving right along.
Yeah, on for the fire,
More entertainment news. I don't know if you heard this. Bill Gates' daughter is it's a big uproar thing trending on social media that Bill Gates' daughter is been seen with this brother here, this black dude. Nobody knows who the dude is, mind you. I have to let y'all know. Don't nobody know who this dude is at all. But pictures of him has just popped up on social media, kissing her and caressing her and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if he's an FBA brother or non-FBA. I don't know what's up with the dude, but I will say this. I don't know why like this is a big deal, but it said, but this picture of her posting pictures of her with this black dude is now igniting conversations about interracial dating. Wow. So check this out. Now, Bill Gates, I don't think I wouldn't call him no ally at all, but it's rumored his daughter is rumored to be seeing a black dude, and she posted him on social media and stuff like that. I'm not gonna get too much of grain of salt, but I know also there was brothers and sisters posting. They was posting comments like, that money. Yeah, they was like, oh, it's the cash reparations right here. We might get our reparations. We doing some intel, playing a Trojan horse game. Now, like I said, I don't know if he, a FBA brother or non-FBA. I don't know what. Nobody knows. There's not basically too much information. The reason I say that, because most people are saying, why would that make a difference? The reason is, you have to understand, a lot of our non-FBA brothers and sisters don't look at racism the way we do, because they from another damn country. So they might look at it, he might look at it as a come up, like, he just happy to be there, where we just have a different mindset. Like, really, FBA brother, like, what's the joke Mike M said? He said, hey, when the girl at the ATM, the black dude in the car, like, hey, she said, how much, Tyrone? He said, all of it. Bring all of it. Get all of it. Give me all the money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but I don't know if this is sitting good with Bill Gates and his household or whatever like that. Like I said, they said they don't know any information about who the dude is. A lot of people have been posting Hey, they said a lot of people were supposed to get added to the joint checking account, bro.
Yeah, they said sorry. They said kisses black man, sorry, it's blank check.
Yeah, they said get the bag, and some people say we get that reparations through her. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we'll get that reparations drop.
He said,
You know
take care of you and your family. Goddamn it. No, man, I can't tell if that's Michael Blackson or if that's Michael Scott, really.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I mean, shoot. All I can say is, if brother, you better be careful. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker might come up missing.
No, hey, that he gonna deliver some nice cured steak on that ass and
right. Just don't go to the sunken place, man. Keep your head, stay strong in here, brother. This is I don't know.
Stay codified.
Stay codified. Like, hey, as Brother Tree say, ain't nothing wrong with if you doing the interracial thing, but at the same time, when you wake up in the morning, make sure you be one. Make sure you maintain B1. Don't fall in a sunken place. That's the difference. And you know what I'm saying? I always like the joke Chris Rock, said about his uncle. He said his uncle married a white woman. He said the revolution pop up, I kill ass now. He said that's my baby, but the revolution pop up, I kill ass. So I don't know if people remember that old joke from when Chris Rock. I can't think it was a Digger or Blacker, one of those. But it's funny, just a joke, y'all.
Get a message.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But you just basically don't lose yourself. That's the message in it. Don't lose who you are just because you get with somebody from a different race. There's nothing wrong with if you want to date interracial. I don't have a problem with that. Long as when you wake up, you are you. And you don't follow that person's ideology. You make them follow your ideology, especially your man.
You said getting that mirror B1 game.
Yeah, man. Because it really, if it's interracial dating, that person should accept you for who you are anyway, and vice versa. So you should still be able to be you. She should still be able to be who she is at the end of the day. But you know what I'm saying? I don't think it should be like, well, now I'm gonna become, like brother Ricky Williams did in the picture. Looking like that picture, man. He straight looked like a slave on that mother. I ain't gonna lie. He had a little shirt. The shirt was like kind of dirty and white.
Untrained.
Yeah, man. Like, damn, brother Ricky. What? Come on, man.
Yeah, brother.
Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that. But shout out to that. That was a big thing. That was a big story in entertainment. Also, another big story, Khloe Kardashian. The famous Kardashians that love, black men, stay away from these motherfuckers. I'm telling you, stay away from these ain't the one.
And Quiet kept Khloe might be FBA in this motherfucker.
Yeah, everybody still thinks she OJ's daughter. Everybody still think like
she rich as cream and gonna end up with a reparation check. She
don't look like the rest of them. But the thing is, she's kind of in some hot water. Actually, she's kind of talking a lot of shit about us. She's back in the media because it says she's getting criticized over a resurfaced photo of her posing with black women on leashes. Now, we had covered a story with that Colombian dude, J Balvin, that reggaeton.
Balvin game.
Yeah, he did that shit too.
Video, yeah.
But Khloe just recently is a picture that resurfaced of her. And also in January, she was blasted for resurfaced remarks where she said nigger lover. So she's on the hot seat right now. So shit, she better hope her shit come up that she OJ daughter.
Yeah, she might get to claiming that nigga now.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand where, see, that's the thing, man. Like, a lot of these folks, we got to really be on code and really be conscious of what's going on and who's around us. With the fact that she, would even put black women on some leashes and walk them. And then she said she was trying to do some kind of pimp thing. Well, that ain't the way to do the pimp thing, because it's not going to be looked at that way. Because basically, Kardashians, they just biting off black women. They bodies didn't look like that. That's all that fucking surgery. They got the big lips now. They got the big booties, big titties. If you see pictures of these motherfuckers before that, they look like motherfucking coat racks. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down. They look like a pole at the strip club. That's what they look like. And all of a sudden, You get you some lips, you get you some ass and titties, and you date a couple brothers, and you think now I can talk about black people because I date. Nah, you not FBA. You ain't even non-FBA. You know what I'm saying? You're not even. You know what I'm saying? You're not even in the stratosphere. So the fact that you would even do that, and I'm not sure. I understand that. That basically. She feels that she can do that because she feels that she dated some brothers or whatever like that, but at the same time, I'm not in agreement with that. You know what I'm saying? That's a bad look. Even though it got resurfaced, that means you shouldn't have did the shit in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You get a lot of people who come and get in our culture, or who try to be around our culture, who ain't, us, and then they don't come in the culture respectful. They don't give props, Elvis. They don't give Kardashian. They don't get no respect and no props. And then they sit back and judge and talk like they want us. So definitely, please, brothers with money, entertainment brothers, please stay away from these hoes. You know what I'm saying? Please stay away from them because it's just gonna be bad for you. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's just gonna be bad for you. You know, I said, Brother Lazarus, back from
the dead.
But I was just telling the viewers, yeah, man, please. I said, brothers who are entertainers and have money, make sure you stay away from these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? They led by their mother, who's damn near just the ultimate Karen in the fucking world. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she with a brother now. Like, she got some blood.
She one of the most shrewdest motherfuckers in the game, if you ask me, man.
As Brother Tariq would say, I've read his book, sexual access doesn't mean somebody is down with you. That just mean they just want to get their fetish off. Just because they, you know what I'm saying, you'll know the real from the fake. Like the ones who really down for you, love you, they ain't in it for the fetish shit. They gonna fuck with you, you know what I'm saying? And they gonna be respectful. Like a lot, you know what I'm saying? They gonna be respectful to the culture. They gonna be respectful to the race. They gonna be respectful in all way. And that's just the right way it should be. But motherfuckers who just trying to get sexual access, because I saw it was I posted this on my Facebook, I believe. It was a old Judge Mathis case I seen, and this white lady on there was suing this black dude, and the first thing she said when she came to work, well, Judge, he was on my bucket list. And I said, a lot of us don't realize we are just a bucket list fetish to a lot of these people.
Yeah, you know just a notch off on the belt, I'm telling you.
That don't, and you know what I'm saying, because back in the day we used to believe that, okay, if they sleeping with you, okay, then they down with us. Nah, that ain't necessarily it. A lot of it is just getting their sexual rocks off, and then once they get that off, just like the dude, I ain't gonna forget this piece of shit in Seattle, that offensive lineman who beat up the black girl, beat her to a motherfucking pulp. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, right. And now he going to Hawaii. We just recovered that story. Now he's going to Hawaii or whatever. He got kicked off Seattle. But like, you beat this girl to a fucking bloody pulp. But nobody talks about that. You know what I'm saying? But they always bring up Ray Rice. You know what I'm saying? But moving right along, though, man. We got into the art, the entertainment part of the show. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in entertainment, but we're gonna get a little meat right now. This just happened. I don't know if you heard this story. This brother here, our brother there, man. Check this out. This good brother here. He was locked up for 44 years. 44 years. Imagine I just turned 45. So imagine 44 years of my life. You know what I'm saying? Basically, what happened to him was he was just freed after 44 years. And the reason he was freed after 44 years was in a lawsuit. He was framed by officials for attempted rape. Vincent Simons alleges he was convicted as part of a cover-up for a white man who had connections with the police. Now, this does happen all the fucking time, even from the old days. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Vincent Simmons. I'm sorry, brother Vincent. Vincent Simmons' conviction was overturned in February by a judge who said Simmons, 70 years old, didn't get a fair trial because jurors never heard some evidence in his favor. A jury of 11 white men and one black woman convicted Simmons unanimously, I'm sorry, I'm speaking wrong, in 1977 of attempted aggravated rape against a 14-year-old white twin sisters. He was sentenced to back-to-back 50-year prison terms. A one-day trial. He had a one-day trial. Took place 60 days after the alleged assault. In the lawsuit filed Tuesday, Simmons' attorney alleged that Avalia's parish prosecutors and the sheriff's office officials framed him to cover up for a prominent white family in the area. The suit alleges that Keith Laborde, a cousin of the twins, had sexually molested one of them. Laborde was the son of John Laborde, the assessor of Aviol's parents. I'm sorry, all my Louisiana people, if I'm saying it wrong, because you know y'all got them French words down here. Robert Laborde, a relative of the Labordes and the twins, was a sheriff's deputy at the time and arrested Simmons on view without probable cause and with knowledge of his innocence. The suit says Robert Lavolde processed Simmons, pressured Simmons to confess, and physically assaulted and indeed shot Simmons when he refused to admit guilt. He shot him. Two of the defendants in this case with powerful positions as parish assessors and deputy sheriffs were named Laborde, and with family honor at stake, they collaborated under color of law with their fellow officers to ensure that Simmons was put away, the suit says. The twins did not immediately report a rape. Once they did, a lineup was ordered. Simmons was the only man placed in handcuffs in the lineup, and the girls identified him as the rapist. Key evidence was omitted during the trial, including the fact that one of the twins' hymens was intact and uninjured.
So she wasn't even raped.
One of the twins, yeah, said. So what do you think about that? I believe this. I'm glad the brother is free. This happens all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? This was gonna happen in the Arbery case, remember? Until they was gonna use the little good old boy connection and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They was about to get away with the shit. So it's crazy, man. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, man. He looks like time has been kind to him, so hopefully he'll pick up the pieces and move on. But yeah, he gonna get a bag for this one, man. But being 70, maybe he could do something for his family going forward. But he looked like a pretty healthy 70, unless he's sitting in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I mean he looks good for his age, man. But
that's still fucked up, but that goes way back to the slavery days, that want to get their kicks off. We just talk about, the bucket list. They want the thrill-seeking aspect of being with a brother, but then when the chips fall, protect your own, that's their own codification, but this is a generational thing, man. This shit ain't going away no time soon.
Yeah, and that's crazy. See, and usually a lot of molestation cases, and whether white or black, they happen. Usually, it's somebody that person knew. A lot of the times, it's somebody they know, either with a family friend, something like that. So the fact that the cousin, you know what I'm saying, did this to them, and their name was big in that, down there.
Family, baby, kissing, right.
Yeah, so. They said that they didn't want the family name to be dragged through the mud, so they just like, well, I'm gonna go pick this dude up, and they pulled him over for improbable cause. They didn't have no probable cause to pull the dude over. They just first.
But I mean, come on, man. We talk about back to consecutive 50-year sentences. That's harsh. I mean, you know what I'm saying? And when was it? 45 years ago?
Yeah, this is 1977.
Oh man, yeah, it was a different era, and back then, man, that was back in the Bayou days.
Remember we covered the story where some states in the South they still had slavery in the 1960s. So think about 1977. No DNA evidence. You can't use DNA. They didn't have the rape kits, or they did, but they didn't omit it. It said they didn't omit the evidence in the case that one of them had no damage. You know what I'm saying? Like she had not been fondled or touched or anything. But it comes out that the cousin had been molesting their ass for I don't know how many years. You know what I'm saying? The family knew about this and they just decided to cover it all up because they didn't want their family name drove through the mud. because they was deputies.
You
and
know,
county
like the Vanderbilts of Louisiana and shit.
Right. So definitely this story needs to get out there. I don't see a lot of the news media, the mainstream media covering this story, of course. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, that's a tragedy, man.
That's definitely a tragedy, man. This dude lost 44 years of his life for some shit he didn't even do.
Yeah, but he's gonna get paid well for it though. And 45 years in the pen, he's probably pretty well preserved.
He should, but don't tell him what he had to deal with in there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They should give him at least like $1 million or $2 million for every year he served. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck, hell yeah.
Yeah, he should get 50 million. Like, okay, y'all gave me 45, give me 45 million. You know what I'm saying? I want $1 million for every year I served in that mug. You know what I'm saying? So, like, man, it said the twins' testimony originally didn't line up. Check this out. The testimony in court didn't even line up, but it was identical during the trial. And the suit said alleging that they had been coached, which is probably true. You know, they got coached.
Coerced, coach, all that shit, man.
And the messed up part, it said Brother Simmons, he had an alibi. He said he was at a bar at the same time of the alleged rape, but a police officer testified that he had been called to the bar the day before and saw Simmons, the suit said. It added that there was no report of the call to police. You see what I'm saying? So they just basically just covered it all up, man.
It's still some cover up, but man, right now I don't think the game is that rigged to where he would have a fighting chance of a fair trial now. But back in the 70s, I'm not that familiar with the culture down in Louisiana as far as like, the back and forth, and I'm just like, I'm more well versed on the Indiana and the way things go here.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what I'm saying? That's crazy. That's a harsh ass sentence. That's the part that has me more than the case and the trumped up charge. Ooh, that's a harsh sentence.
Yeah.
He had to pay, man, because he was the example that's horrible, man.
Now, another key thing in the case that's crazy is that it had also been reported that one of the girls' police interview includes crossed out but still legible. It said the self-contradictory. She in the report she said this is what one of the twins said. All blacks look alike to me, so that I would know him if I ever saw him. So, it said this was rural Louisiana.
You see your face when you read.
Yeah. And the article said this is rural Louisiana in a different time, not long after Jim Crow. The parish of Avolius was still segregated in all but name. See, it was segregated, but in all but name, meaning, even the town was still segregated, even though
everybody stuck to their own,
right. And an accusation that a black man had raped 2 teenage white girls triggered the deep-seated rape myth, which was foundational to Jim Crow culture. The suit said once the accusation was made, a conviction had to be secured no matter the cost and whoever it was. So Simmons is seeking unspecified damages in a jury trial. Keith Laborde didn't immediately respond to a voicemail seeking comment. His father, John Laborde, is deceased. Robert is also deceased. I think that's the cousin who was doing the shit to him.
Yeah.
When the Simmons conviction was overturned, District Attorney Charles Riddle said that if he were retired and convicted, 40 years likely would be the maximum sentence. That would be what we would recommend. Now, this is some district attorney. This is not a declaration of innocence at all. We attempted to free him months ago because he was served enough time. So basically, they still trying to be racist as fuck, saying, like, I know how you say it's different now. Apparently it ain't different, because he's saying, regardless, I would have gave him 40 years anyway. And this is not an admission that he's innocent. We just felt like we gave him enough time. Now, that sounds like some bullshit. You know what? You're innocent. Yeah, we just feel that you just earned enough time, and so today it still exists. You know what I'm saying? In these towns, in these states, some of these states, these people will get your ass like now. Shit, it could happen now. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker, your kid go out there dating a little white girl. All of a sudden they say, the white girl say, "Oh shit, he did something to me," and then everybody like cover up like, he ain't the one. Her brother the one really blessing her and shit. You know what I'm saying? And then they gonna put it on your son or my son or CT's son. You know what I'm saying? So you still gotta be mindful of what we live, what times we live in, and then the justice system is really not set up for us. But that's a story I think that really needed to get out there. So hopefully y'all enjoy that one. Moving right along, man. We're gonna keep almost done with the show. We're gonna keep it moving right here. This brother here, I want to go to this brother here. Our brother there, he, and then we're gonna get into the other last topic. Basically, our brother just wrote a new book, and the book basically is about I enjoy the title. He's talking about? He's talking about basically how let me way I put it. How well, basically I'd say this brother here, his name is Caleb Gale. He's a Northeastern professor. He tells a story of Black people who became Native Americans. The name of his book is called We Refuse to Forget, a true story of Black Creeks, American identity, and power. It explores the complex relationships between a Native American tribe and its Black citizens. So, we were talking about that before. A lot of people, are always under the assumption that, we all got over here with slavery, and that's really not true. Some of us came, it said less than 3% of us actually came over from the transatlantic slave trade, and the rest of us, we were already over here. We just got grouped together, so that's what formed foundational Black Americans, enslaved African brothers, and then the brothers who was already Aboriginal brothers who were Black Native Americans who was already here.
He came with wicked boat.
Yeah, so shout out to Caleb for writing this book, to expose it, because I know a lot of people have heard the Creek Indians. Most people don't know that they Black Creek Indians too. A lot of these tribes, and basically
the Mojave tribe too.
Oh yeah. He said basically his book he was inspired to write this book, he said, because his hometown, which is in Oklahoma, where Black descendants were suing for the right to be acknowledged as citizens of Native American tribes, inspired him to pursue the narrative of the book. Because see, a lot of the brothers, we was trying to get on, brothers are trying to get on the Dawes rolls, and they won't let them. These Indian tribes are saying, y'all ain't part of us. We don't acknowledge y'all. Even though, you know what I'm saying, which is crazy. So that inspired, he said, it lit a fire in me to ensure that people understand that there have been unconventional ways of being an American, and that perhaps we don't have to reinvent the wheel to consider what that looks like. His debut book was published last week, advanced on the Juneteenth holiday that commemorates slavery, and his book explores the complexity of the Creek Nation, a federation of tribes that owned Black slaves, even as it enabled them to earn tribal citizenship by way of marriage, adoption, or other means. So please get this brother's book, We Refuse to Forget, a true story of Black Creeks, American identity and power. Brother Caleb Gale, shout out to him for writing this book, because a lot of people
what's it called again?
That book, once again, it is called We Refuse to Forget, a true story of Black Creeks, American identity and power.
On there.
And Caleb Gale, written by Professor of Northeastern University, Caleb Gale, that brother that we see there, our brother. And and which is true, they even own slaves, and then they won't let you be a part of that. And it's always the conception or the perception or narrative in American society that only Indians they recognize is the Mongolian Indians. You know what I'm saying? Mongolian meaning the ones who, that shit. I mean, it had to be Black Indians, because think about it. Even in the Lone Ranger story, Lone Ranger is really a Black man.
Yep.
He was really a Black dude. So it makes sense that a Black dude was hanging out with an Indian at that time. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, Bass Reeves.
Yeah, Bass Reeves, exactly, brother Bass Reeves. So, I mean, and the fact that you have to understand, the Indians won't let us get none of that money. That's why, like we saying, as far as reparations, it should be lineage based, because even with the Indians, you or me, we can't take a DNA. Our DNA ain't gonna come up and say, I'm an Indian, I'm a Creek Indian, because those are, like Brother Tariq say, I'm always gonna give credit to where I learned stuff. So Brother Tariq said, you're not going, like, Creek Indians were named by white folks, meaning, oh, y'all by Creek, y'all the Creek Indians. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the Hill Indians, y'all on the Hill, that's not gonna come up if you do a DNA test. That's why, to get any funds from the government, as far as saying you're Indian, you can't submit a DNA. You have to have paperwork, you know what I'm saying, showing lineage. And even brother Old Dirty Bastard was a Indian. I forgot the name of the tribe. It's a black tribe of Indians that Old Dirty Bastard was part of. A lot of people, I'm sorry if y'all watching this, y'all like, this motherfucker don't know.
Yeah, Choctaw, maybe, I don't know.
Choctaw, yeah, you're right. You hit it on the head,
okay.
brother. Choctaw. You know, he's part of the Choctaw Nation, and they don't get recognized by the government. They don't get recognized. You know, even the Black Seminoles. That's what Brother Tariq is doing. The American Maroon.
Yeah.
The
Choctaw, they prevalent through the Mississippi Delta, Western Tennessee area.
Okay, yep. So yeah, man, and thank you for that knowledge, brother. Good swag in here, but yeah, man. But yeah, these are things we have to know as far as history. You can't just go with the mainstream history, the cookie cutter. You have to look deep within because you'll start peeling back layers, and you'll be like, "Damn, I didn't know that."
It's all there for you now, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I'm gonna go right into our next story, the main story this week, man. Everybody's been talking about this. This brother here, our brother Jalen. Yeah, man, our brother Jalen Walker. Rest in peace, man. He is Jalen Walker. He was a brother in Akron, Ohio. He was a DoorDash driver, actually, and basically. Police, you know, he was on a police car chase, and then he ran on foot before 8 officers fired dozens of bullets at him. He suffered at least 60 gunshot wounds. That's crazy. He was unarmed at that.
Excessive.
I mean,
go ahead, man.
No. I ain't that going. You can jump. He's 25 years old. I mean, 60 shots. I mean,
to subdue a man that don't have the gun on him now. See, Ohio, they got a concealed weapon, so he can have the weapon. Now they try to say it was some footage saying that he bucked one at the shot, which even I never saw it. I never saw it. So if I don't think he shot the shot, even if he did, 60 shots. Right. I mean, they shot him 90 times, like 87 or something like that, and then they had him shot like in the leg and in the abdomen, like in the torso area, and he was down and he was incapacitated, and they shot him at least 40 times after that.
Right, they were saying in total of like 90 shots, like this dude.
Yeah.
Now, another news story emerging from this story here. I just found that not only did they blast this brother that many times, but they handcuffed this motherfucker after they shot him.
Oh yeah. They handcuffed
these motherfuckers. Handcuffed this dude
and left him in cuffs until the coroner came and pronounced him dead. I'm pretty sure this motherfucker was whistling in the wind by the time they even cuffed him.
I mean, like that's just total disrespect, man. You can't tell me that's not a racial thing. You can't tell me. I mean, that ain't even human what y'all motherfuckers did to this.
And this shit's getting glossed over, man. You know, that the thing with George Floyd. You know, that was a perk. I gotta have to take my glasses off.
I see.
The George Floyd game, everybody was sitting down because of quarantine. And, you know, everybody, you know, the white guilt kicked in, and everybody got to sit there and see this shit happen in real time. Where this shit is still going on almost daily, man.
I mean, this is crazy. Like this report I'm reading, you know, this for the fact that they would even handcuff this brother, and they all done shot the brother 60 times, and you still feel the need to handcuff this dude. Now I saw the video, and you know I normally don't watch videos like that.
I know I did watch this one. I didn't watch George Floyd. I wouldn't.
I didn't watch George Floyd either. I didn't watch it. I didn't want to see it.
Yeah,
but I did.
Same age bracket. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
It was triggered.
I didn't hear the brother shoot no shot. I didn't see that brother shoot shit. All I see was him.
It was a little piece of footage where they try to say this is where he shot, and I never saw it.
I mean, the fact that his mama crying on the news and stuff, and I mean the fact that you would to add injury to insult, you know, you're gonna handcuff this dude. What's the point of handcuff? I mean, it's common practice nationwide to handcuff a person people perceive to be dangerous and armed, right? But even after that, after being shot by police 60 times, and he didn't have no access to weapons, because as I said, he was unarmed. He didn't have no weapon, but they saying he had a weapon. Now they trying to come up. And then another thing that was an injury to insult was the fact that as soon as it happened, the mainstream media said, "Oh, well, what's his criminal background? Why the fuck does it matter?"
That's the same thing where like people like Candace Owens, where they try to discredit George Floyd with his checkered past. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, I think they cuffed him because they didn't know what else to do. They done already fucked up the bag. So it's like, well, let's go ahead and get back to by the book and just cuff this nigga, even though this nigga leaking and stinking and
right.
You know,
they you know, I mean, that to me, they try to like, I don't even know why would you even do that. And then in the story, they were saying, this is the way they think, this is the way they're trained, but you can never underestimate the level of threat from somebody. They saying this is their commissioner, Maria Haberfield. This bitch, she's a police professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. She said, this is the way they think, this is the way they're trained, that you can never underestimate the level of threat from somebody who was previously shooting at you. Okay, I'm sorry, Haberfield, you talking good shit. At first I thought she was agreeing with him. I had to reread that. So I'm sorry, Maria Haberfield, my bad.
Chunky under the bus.
Right, because it seemed like she was saying that, you know, kind of like caping for the shit. But no, she's saying that's just the way their ideology is. So that's the way they think. Like, oh, well, even if he did, he's a black dead man, he's still dangerous. So we got to cuff him up. I mean, like this, like if this doesn't get us an anti-black hate crime bill, I don't know what else will. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to march on Washington. I'm ready to do whatever we got to do to get this bill passed and push. And it's a shame that we have to look extreme cases. You got the Buffalo shooter shot up a whole goddamn grocery store full of black folk. No hate crime bill. You got this brother wiped out 60 times. No hate crime. But all you got to do is say something bad, and then no offense to the Asian people. You know, I ain't trying to be, you know, I'm not against all, you know, people like that, but I'm just saying, you can say something negative about an Asian person and get a fucking hate crime put on you. You can say something negative about somebody who's LGBTQ and get a hate crime put on you. You can get shot 60 times as a black man and not get a hate crime bill. You can be in a grocery store shopping and a little white boy can shoot up the grocery store, no hate crime bill. You could get your fucking neck leaned on for 9 motherfucking minutes and 40 seconds and not get a hate crime bill. And that's
my money.
That should tell you something about this country. You know, this country, hey, I love this country. You know, my family, Wayne's family, CT's family, we helped build this motherfucker. But at the same time, the powers that be is some bullshit. We still, I mean, the fact that right now it's 2022 and we still are talking about these kind of incidents and what have you is crazy. And then, you know, like I say, they always like to say, okay, what about Chicago? Okay, I'm gonna say it to y'all. What about Chicago? Because all that little white boy shot up a bunch of white folks at the goddamn parade and paralyzed a little boy and shit. You know what I'm saying? And like we were saying before, that's all from that Rittenhouse effect, man. You know what I'm saying? That's that Rittenhouse effect. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know, I mean, so had the same. Oh, I ain't gonna say had the same smoke because y'all didn't have no smoke for.
You said keep the same energy.
Yeah, keep that same energy because y'all didn't have no smoke for when Rittenhouse got off. Y'all would say, well, he was getting attacked and the motherfucker had a dude had a skateboard. He has an AR-15. Who's gonna win that fight? Come on. Oh, well, he was being attacked. He felt afraid. Okay, so what's the dude who just shot up people in Highland Park?
That shit sure worked for them.
What was his excuse? This little motherfucker was rapping and all kind of shit and shooting people in Highland Park, and he part of some kind of white supremacist Finnish group over in Finland and shit or some shit like that. These motherfuckers being all these alt groups and all these weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Like, but I guarantee if the Highland Park incident, let's say that dude shot some people at the Bud Billiken Day parade in Chicago. You think they wouldn't give a fuck?
Bud Billiken.
They wouldn't give a fuck. They would just be like, oh, that's just Chicago. Right?
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, if the same thing happened at the Bud Billiken now, and then you see now you got these, I was been watching the news in Chicago, and then these, the group of the mothers who kids got shot there, they doing their little group to push for, gun change. Now the gun laws get changed because of this incident, which I don't think it is. That'll tell you something. That'll tell you something. Because I'll say this, where I'm at, it's easier to get a rifle than it is a handgun. You need a special permit for a handgun.
Man, you can walk
I go to motherfucking sporting goods, get me a rifle right now.
Dicks.
So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, but the mere fact that this brother right here, our brother lost his life over some bullshit, and he didn't have no criminal record. Because like I said, that was the mainstream media's first thing. He's a criminal. He was a criminal. No, he wasn't no criminal. So now they can't use that excuse. The motherfucker didn't have no criminal record. I mean, I don't say motherfucker. I'm sorry. I don't mean in a disrespectful way. I'm just angry and passionate about it. So I don't refer to our brother like that. God bless him and his family. Sending our love y'all way. But what I'm saying is, I just talk like this, y'all, so don't judge. But I'm just saying is when you get a brother who delivering fucking food unarmed, and y'all wipe them out, but y'all had a school full of motherfuckers in Texas, and y'all was scared to go in there. Y'all was scared to shoot this suspect because he didn't look like me. Oh, we're scared. What do we do? He's shooting up the kids. What do we do? In Buffalo, the dude in Uvalde probably would have been in custody if he didn't kill himself. In Buffalo, this dude had AR-15 and all this fucking equipment, and then he got taken in with no problems. He didn't get shot. He didn't get okay, I give up, y'all.
Yeah, he got politely escorted in. Yeah.
It seems like every Caucasian suspect who is armed and dangerous gets taken in.
Get to see their day in court.
See their day in court. If you unarmed and you black, you don't make it. I mean, it's numerous cases piling up. This is not like a one-off incident. This has been going on and on and on. And then it goes back to, I don't have the thing up, but I want to talk about Carolyn Bryant, the Emmett Till's girl. I'm glad brothers out there in North Carolina pulled up on her punk ass. And I'm saying it, y'all. I don't give a fuck if she's 87. She's a punk ass bitch because she shouldn't have did that shit. They found the arrest warrant. His family had to go down to Mississippi because they said, well, we don't have any no arrest warrant. They went to the basement, probably, you know how much fucking shit they probably had to go through to find that. They found it. And now, do you see anybody arresting her? Nope. But there's a attorney, I believe, out of North Carolina who's trying to press up charges to get her motherfucking ass. But despite that, the people went out there and looked her information up and pulled up in front of her house. It's pull up summer now, so they pulled up in front of her house like, bring your ass out. But if you go online to social media, you see all these people who don't look like us saying, oh, that's messed up. Why y'all messing with an 87-year-old lady? Bill Cosby? Brother Bill's old too, but y'all didn't give a fuck about that. I don't give a fuck if Carolyn Bryant does 2 days and dies. I want her ass locked the fuck up, man, because, she kidnapped a kid, man. You know what I'm saying? That's what the warrant was for, kidnapping. You kidnapped a 14-year-old boy and made a story up about him whistling at you that never happened. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, man. It seems like justice takes a different turn when you are a foundational Black American or Black, like I said, the justice system is really not set up for us to win. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you got the paper, stay lawyered up. Get the best of the best if you can. Don't go with that public defendant if you can help it. Don't go with the public defender because that's your ass is gonna get locked up. Because this shit ain't set up for us to win no way. So you stay papered up, lawyered up.
The game is rigged.
Because if these 8 officers don't get put in prison, now I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. I'm gonna predict this. Let me go Swami real quick.
Get him, Swami.
I predict they all go get weak ass sentences. They gonna find a way. I predict maybe the one who shot they'll probably get something like 10 years, maybe 6 years. They ain't gonna get no real time. Now, Chauvin, punk ass guy, did a plea deal. He got 21 years, but I think he got to serve like 25. Even though that still ain't enough, I take the 25 piece. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still gonna ruin this.
That's the first semblance of victory we've gotten in years.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, really, he should be getting life in that motherfucker. But no, I ain't gonna say life. I'd give him 40. Like if I was the judge, I'd give his ass 40 off top.
No, let's give him the same 50 they gave our brother.
Oh yeah, give him the 44.
Yeah, 45 game.
Give him the 45 game. But I took that. I say I take that 25. They say he's gonna have to do 25. You know what I'm saying? So I take that. But I'm just saying, these 8 officers, how you shoot somebody 60 times that ain't even shooting back at you?
Man, what I'm praying though is that this gets a second breath of life and it starts to pick up traction, kind of more akin to what Floyd did, because this one really hit home with me, you know. Not to make it all about me or be Mr. Me Too, but you know, I used to deliver pizza, and I had a lot of deliveries in this apartment complex here called Southbridge, right? And so I'm going through Southbridge. It's still new to the point to where they had security there at night, making sure the place was, you know, up to snuff, and you know, just to keep the, you know, like security, like it was an upscale apartment complex. Well, then when I got off work, my friend who lived in Southbridge at the time, I was going over there. You know, I had my pizza from my shift, and we just gonna go, you know, play the game, listen to some Frank Sinatra and shit. And so during the shift while I was working, the security guard kept trying to get me to stop, but I wouldn't stop because he ain't the police. Right. And so he would chase me all the way through the mall until I was out of his area. Then he went back. Well, when I went back to Southgate after my shift to go kick it with my friend, this motherfucker, he had me clocked when I got in there, and he pulled over and just pulled his car in front of me and got out and drew down on me. Yeah, this is a security guy, and this dude couldn't have been no older than 21. It could have very well went just as low, you know, just one man, you know. And so, you know, this one kind of hit home with me because this dude ain't doing nothing but trying to earn and feed his family, you know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's crazy, man. Even with this, like people, you know, saying, oh, the police, they don't, you know, I saw a lot of brothers. This is fucked up, but I saw it was one brother on Twitter who was caping for the police, talking about police don't just go after white people. They don't just go after black people. I got something for you. How about this? There is a police chief who admits shooting practice targets, like the shooting practice target they shoot, are images of black men, and he's asking for forgiveness. It said the targets were discovered during a Boy Scout troop's recent tour of the Farmington Hills Police Department, headquarters in the suburb of Detroit. The chief of police in the suburb of Detroit was admitted that his department used only paper targets of black men at the shooting range. The targets were discovered during the Boy Scout troops was going there, and he said, "I'll take this one on the chin." He said at a public meeting, "I apologize to each and every person in this room, this community, my department, my city council, city manager. I can't overlook this." Farmington Hills Mayor Vicky Barnett said all the targets have been removed in a city which is 20% African Black. Plans to conduct a legal review. The councilman Michael Bridges said the targets are offensive, which the hell yeah they are, and silhouette would have been most appropriate. Bridges said, "I don't see a good reason to use those targets at all." Another council member claimed that out of the 2,300 images used during the target practice, 185 are of black men. Kevin Clark, a black Farmington Hills police officer at the meeting, told attendees the department uses a variety of targets in order to address implicit bias. So he caping and shit. But an unidentified area resident showing photos says she says were taken up by a parent on the tour asserted otherwise. What I see here is these are actually black men in hoodies, and they are actually holding guns, and they are actually black men. They are not black, gray, or white. So, of course, you got some of the black police officers cooning. Well, they do that because.
That's the Blue Lives Matter crew.
Yeah, man. But the fact that. So that tells you something right there. And I'm sure that ain't the only department in the country that's doing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Now, I mean, who the fuck are making these targets? You know, they could have made them aliens, you know.
most of the time, if you go to a gun range, the targets are always silhouettes or shadows of a man's shape or whatever. They don't usually have no gender, ethnicity,
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, they
It's
got
a
a
shadow. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. They printed these motherfucking targets off in Technicolor, didn't
Yeah.
they?
You know what I'm saying? They taking pictures of motherfucking brothers of
Yeah,
Detroit. So
yeah. It's
we get
like the
this.
op is always black in the 313.
You know what I'm saying? So that just shows you the level of vitriol for foundational Black and American brothers and sisters that they even got target practice, aiming at our ass and shit like that. So,
Hey man, hey, that shit hard codes that in their hatred,
you know,
and you don't even know it.
Chuck D was on to something with the Public Enemy logo back in the day. If y'all remember that logo, you know what I'm saying? Chuck D was on to something. So, shout out to brother Chuck D, Public Enemy. And yeah, man, there's a lot, like I said, a lot going on, man. We got to be safe out here. We got to stay on code. We got to give each other information. Keep like this show. We try to get information out there and stories out there that you probably won't hear on the mainstream media. We definitely want to hold certain people accountable, hold their feet to the fire. And especially like say Joe Biden, man, not Joe Biden. I got hold your old crusty ass feet to the fire, Jim Crow Joe, because all this stuff keeps happening. And you sit up here and say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. And at the same time, I ain't seen no anti-black hate crime bill. I ain't seen that. I ain't seen nothing about reparations. I ain't seen none of that. But you got the nerves to sit your crusty old mayonnaise ass up here and say, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like on the real shit, like I don't want to say that because he is the president, but I say if he wasn't the president, so I'm negating myself out of it. And these are just my fantasy type thoughts, so don't try to come with the bullshit with me. But I would slap the shit out of Joe Biden. I don't want to meet him. I don't want to. Barack Obama, you get your bitch ass slapped too, because you helped bring this motherfucker in. So, like a lot of these, that's why I say presidents, all that shit. There's a lot of motherfuckers that get the hand and get slapped the shit out of, man. Like, and that's why I'm glad Joe fell his punk ass off that bike a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you're like, got him?
Karma like a motherfucker. So. I mean, just the Biden administration itself is just a farce. So,
hey man, they might be a one song dance.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The next 2 years can't come fast enough. Get his ass out of here. I mean, not only you're not even doing right with the people, you can't even fucking run the economy right. All this inflation and shit, all this stuff we going through. You can't even run a fucking economy, dude. Get your bitch ass. I'm sorry. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. But
hey, I was about to have to be the voice of reason. I was like, this economy shit was gonna happen after all the bread they caked out for the pandemic.
Yeah.
And then
the Ukrainians
kicking money out to Ukraine, and then Asians with their crime bill.
Yeah, once again, you don't always bring up they had 257 hate crimes in that year. We had over 8,700 crime bill, and we ain't got no crime bill. They had 257. These motherfuckers got 50 million in a crime bill.
They cashing in the Acme crime bucks, huh?
Yep. I mean, damn. But I mean, like I said, if you guys, once again, if you have any stories, you want us to cover anything you want us to cover, please do. I'm actually, the last story I'm not going to cover, this is going to be, I might do this might be a long one here, so I'm not going to cover it now, but this is about black cemeteries. Me and Wing, we might get up later this week and just cover this one story because this is very interesting about the black cemeteries. I don't know if y'all know this, but there was in Tampa, Florida in the 1900s, basically Tampa is trying to solve the mystery of the erased black cemeteries. In the 1900s, Tampa City Council agreed to stake off Woodland Cemetery's colors section during the era of segregation. It was a move that ensured the area would be visibly separated from the rest of the 40 acre. But that's not the gist of it. The gist of that whole thing. They moved those black cemeteries, took the land, and are getting wealth off the land to this day. So this is a very in-depth story. Yeah, I'm not gonna cover this one right now because this ain't
Oh
one.
yeah, no,
Yeah, this ain't one we could go over with real quick. We'll probably do just a whole episode on this right here because this is a deep one. This is like when you read this story and uncover it, you're gonna be amazed at like the deception, the gall of the folks down there to erase this. And then reason this is basically relevant is because it goes right into reparations because they want to erase us out of the money. So it's a lot of people down there fighting right now. A lot of the black residents fighting about what they did to their ancestors down there. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine if your great grandmother's grave moved, you don't know where she at. You can't find because I hear a lot of people, I don't know this person, or I don't know.
You don't even know if the grave is with the body is with the stone anymore. They could move the stone and keep the body there.
They've actually built over them.
Yep.
In a lot of cases, Tampa Bay Times, I'm gonna give them their due. Tampa Bay Times investigations has been spanning 4 years for this, and they discovered that a lot of these grave sites were built over, and the graves are still there. So you got prominent businesses over them. You got all this money that's being made right on top of these people. And there was a archaeologist by the name of Rebecca O'Sullivan. She found the true location by tracking Woodlawn's early 20th century burials, and she realized it was staked off. So once she did that, she started as archaeologist, this white sister. She started to uncover and find out, like, damn, this is wrong. They shouldn't be doing this. So, you know what I'm saying? So I give her props. You know what I'm saying? I give props where it's due. You know what I'm saying? So she's the one who really started making some noise because the black residents was making we were making noise about it, and she's an archaeologist. She started like looking up stuff, and she was like, "Damn,
awareness, yeah,
right." So, and the thing is, like I said, they're still making money off this today. Like, so there are businesses sitting on top of my ancestors, your ancestors. We don't know, and they sitting there thriving, and you know what I'm saying. And a lot of them too, the cemeteries that were there. Because the powers that be wanted to make money, like I said, they just built right on top of them. Just like the freeways in LA, how they knocked out a whole section. A lot of these black towns, like Lake Lanier in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying? They flooded that mug because they wanted to make room for expansion and make money and just kick us out the way and erase us. So we're going to do a new edition on this black cemetery thing because it's very deep. I can't really cover it all right now, but other than that, y'all, we just want to say thank you for watching the show, and I want to say thank you. We are now monetized, so hopefully, y'all do like the show. Shit, y'all watching the motherfucker. So y'all like it, you know what I'm saying? You keep coming back to us. We have great stories, great news articles. We always have a little bit of comedy on there. Because, a lot of times, people might be offended, like, damn, you motherfuckers be laughing and shit. But, I come from a comedy background. Swag comes from comedy and music.
Hey, speaking of comedy, Netflix just released Dave's keynote speaking address to the Ellington High School music theater, and they wanted to name it after Dave Chappelle. But what Dave did is that he thought on it, and even after the closer, when the small faction of them kind of bit out against him, and he addressed that. I'm not going to spoil the whole show, but it's worth watching. It's like a 40-minute set, so he covers a lot of ground and tells a few funnies even when he talks. Mm-hmm. But it was good. It's very
Shout out to Brother Dave, man. Shout out to the Foundation of Black America, best comedian, one of the greatest comedians, and shout out to all the great comedians out there. My brother Corey, definitely Corey Holcomb, man. He be spitting that true game too. Shout out to Brother Tariq, everybody, and all my Twitter fans. Not gonna say fans, but friends on Twitter and everything. Shout out to Brother Marcel for Congress out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. And so, like I said, man, keep watching the show, y'all. If you have any suggestions, the email address is down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe, share the show. We definitely appreciate you doing that. And we will see you guys next week. We hopefully have Brother CT back. If we don't, we still, one of us gonna be here.
Hey,
maybe we might get the ball try. We all connect. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget get your Foundational Black American Fathers t-shirt. Don't forget to get that as well. All the details will be below. And actually, for the Weekend High podcast shirts, y'all, I actually messed up. I don't know what happened to the site. The t-shirts is gone. There's like hella hoodies on there, but no t-shirts. So I'm gonna get that fixed, and you'll be able to get your t-shirts because one of our viewers was asking about the t-shirts. Had hit me up in the email in our the Weekend High email. It was like I wanted to order a shirt, but I only see y'all got hoodies on there. So I don't know if somebody hacked it or what, but I'll get it back straight this week. Give me a little time, y'all. But other than that, love y'all. Stay cool, stay fresh, stay knowledgeable, and stay on code, man. Please stay on code. Stay on code, man. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Peace.
And free Britney.
Yes.